Angel brother, Eric, welcome.
Shanti, everyone. Loving greetings to each and everyone. It's so nice to be together again. And, Mohini Didi, I was thinking that whenever I listen to your classes in Hindi with translation, sometimes we say, I like to hear in English, but I like in Hindi because it feels more like we're in Madhuban. For us, double foreigners, we hear everything in Hindi in Madhuban. And I think Zoom, I mentioned it to you many, many times, but I really feel that when we really concentrate and listen to Bob Dada's Murli traffic control, the Zoom has become Madhu Zoom, no? It's like a little Madhu Zoom, like a little Madhuban in Zoom. And it's really, really sweet. So thank you for making the Zoom into a Madhuban. And I was thinking we can stay in the same topic of remembrance, carefree, and attainments. And in the month of Mama, so keep Mama in mind. I have this very simple question actually to start with, Mohini Didi, and I was wondering why we don't remember Baba more. In a sense, like technically we should be remembering him more. He's asking us to remember him more. We know we need to remember him. And yet, sometime for quite a little few moments, I wouldn't say how many moments, but many moments, we just don't remember him. And I was wondering, why am I not remembering him more? Is it that I'm not motivated enough? I'm not catching something? I'm not pure enough? Or am I too happy? Baba says, when you're happy, you don't remember me. So maybe we're too happy. What do you think? Is it that we don't remember Baba more?
I think that in everyone's life, time will come where we know that two things, whether it is settling or solution to everything, or even to make things happen properly, only power we will have is presence of Baba. And presence is only possible when there is remembrance. Last night, I sat with all Peace Village Nivasis to review how we did for 21 days. It was very intense, and for most of the departments, whether those who were driving, whether they were, whatever they were doing, takeaways, food, and every department. And so when we were thinking, ultimately we realized that it's somewhere Baba's presence, Baba's love. Everyone was like, keep going on, keep going on. And that was because of Baba's presence. So I think that even if somebody is very committed, right, internally it's love for Baba. Why everyone will keep doing so much? Love for Baba, love for family, Baba's task. So I think remembrance as remembrance could be also this awareness that this is Baba's task. And because it is Baba's task, I am the helper. I am Baba's right hand. So that is also kind of remembrance, Didi Manmohini and of course Mama, they always used to tell, just have the awareness that I am instrument. Now there is remembrance in that. So remembrance is not just a separate, yeah, of course we can only be remembering. But if you are in task, if you are a karma yogi, and you want to remain free from any tension, you want to be carefree, then the awareness you're taking has remembrance in it, So I think we do remember, no?
We do. The thing is, I find that carefree and remembrance is sometimes like we know we should remember Baba, and we know it's not even remembrance. I think sometimes the word is more being with Baba, or connecting, or feeling his presence, being an instrument. But the thing is that when the worry comes, or let's say someone has a family, a child, and the child is really not well, so this is like a serious condition, they may have to go to hospital, and to keep that balance between being engaged in a responsibility as a father, as a mother, and at the same time remembering Baba, it seems like sometimes it's in that situation that it becomes, that other thoughts take over, and then remembrance, oops, disappear a little bit. So what would you say how we can improve remembrance in conditions when it's a little bit difficult and there is really reason to be concerned?
It's not difficult, but those who have practiced and they know that the power which will come from Baba will be the most help at that time. So they will remember Baba. But if there is not enough practice, then there is remembrance and then thoughts go towards situation. Then there is remembrance, then thought goes. And at least I had been paying a lot of attention. Anything happened, just remember Baba, remember Baba, remember Baba. Because I know he's the one who will give help. He's the one who will solve or give power. And we saw this these days in Peaceful Age, that it was just Baba. Everyone felt it was Baba who was making it happen. So there are two things, as I said, whether I have to settle karmic accounts, or I have to do something elevated. Only power I have is from remembrance, But yeah, I was thinking that whatever Baba says, we have that stage of being carefree, but not 100%, right? Even once in a while, little something emerges. Oh, what's going to happen? Even for 2 minutes, And that's why I was sharing that Dadis and Brahma Baba, their faith was 100% because they didn't had any concern. Drama, whatever happened, drama will happen. So they are in remembrance. But I had been not only paying attention, but I want that stage because we don't know what moment soul leaves body. At least there is remembrance of Baba. That's the final stage we want, right? Be carefree and also then be seated on Baba's heart throne. Image of all attainments. If we have that, we attain everything, right? So, but attention is required.
But I like your honesty when you mentioned earlier about Dari Kumarka or Mama, saying drama is fixed. And then you also dare, questioning, is it something also we think? And I think it's important to be honest with the self and to realize maybe sometime I don't have that faith 100% like the daddies or you. So what do you feel increases your faith that allows you to be carefree? Because you check yourself and you say, oh, maybe not 100%. So how do we fill up that gap to go higher in that? Because you also have we come to you with so many problems, but you always say, thank you, very nice, thank you for your problem. But it doesn't seem to bother you too much. I prefer to offer you jasmine flower, but sometimes we have to bring some problems. But you don't seem to take them into, something that makes you, that removes your carefree stage.
No, problems are very momentary, what I'm saying. Okay, someone says it, but sometimes even when they are saying it gets solved, So problems, I don't know if they really bring concern to me, but definitely sometimes when my body doesn't work well, and that also I could be very detached, but I always feel if I have to serve Baba, then I need at least some proper health. And also not to be a burden, no? because when body is not well, then so many people get involved. And I always say, Baba, I don't want that to happen. So little concern might emerge, but so I cannot say that I am 100% carefree. And but on the other side, my remembrance definitely has deepened and increasing. And I also want to have state like that is where just have be very, very stable, very carefree, and knowing also that our vibrations are very important for creating, helping other souls too. So yeah. work,
So I come
work.
back to my first question, because you mentioned twice you want to be, having that stage. And we know, I mean, many of us, we heard so many times Baba says, remember me, remember me, remember me, constantly. I was thinking today how many thousands of times he must have told us that. And that's why I had the question. So despite knowing everything, having heard all the Murlis, and knowing that when I'm in trouble, I need to remember Baba, I was still thinking, why is it that we're not remembering him more? I tried 8 hours. And I think for me, maybe it's not counting hours I'm remembering, it's more being aware when I'm not remembering him and paying more attention to those moments. But I'm still thinking, are we lacking a motivation? Do we need to revise our motivation, or do we need to check something else that doesn't allow us to remember him more?
I think many other practices like be detached and bodiless and whatever comes, say, scenes of drama, like all aspects of knowledge have to be applied more and more. So when you have for clarity about everything, all aspects of knowledge, then remembrance also increases. But I'm not able to remember because my intellect got involved. I got upset. I didn't have enough self-respect. So something is lacking into our stage. This last Thursday, I think Baba said very nicely that if you are consistent in the awareness, that will create your stage. And stage is very important for facing the situations. So that time Baba made aware it's not only remembrance, but you have to create your stage. You have to have that self-respect. So when a stage is there, remembrance will increase also. But if it's fluctuating, there won't be remembrance. So I start noticing, paying more attention on having a stable stage so that there can be the remembrance.
So do you find you yourself are getting more and more carefree? Like, did you see over the years how much it has changed? And what were the main things that made you really increase your carefree stage? What has really helped you the most?
Yeah, I feel that definitely there is a lot more percentage. It could be 70, 80 more percentage of being carefree, but I cannot say I'm 100% at this time. So I still have to practice deep surrender, merging in remembrance, merging in Baba's love, that stage, so that even whatever little concern is there, that can also be removed completely. So I'm working on that.
Well, if you're already working on that little gap, we have to catch up with you a little bit. So we'll have to make it up. I know you mentioned.
But drama will, situations also internally push you to do that also.
Is that a blessing, or is that a blessing or an encouragement?
Yeah, Baba will, help us also. He
You
wants us.
mentioned. You mentioned about Mama also with her body, but were there other scenes that you remember Mama when you were maybe younger as well, and then you noticed how she remained carefree in front of others and in front of different situations? Or Any other memories you have of her in her carefree stage?
You know that the power of their faith was so visible in their stage, you know. One is to have faith, other is the power. And surprisingly, I never saw her. Even she was sometimes in very, very painful state, very painful. But it's like, you know, you are with Baba. And I'm kind of very amazed whenever I think of them. Any Dadi, you know, that how even Dadi Janki, we saw her really, really in a very painful body. But it will be okay. One time, suddenly she was sick, went to Global Hospital. I went to see her. It's going to be okay. It's all right. It's going to be okay. So I think they were just, she was with Baba, but also she was able to use power of tolerance. You know. If she was not with Baba, I think it would have been difficult. So I remember many, many sales with them and tried to help myself.
It seems like they are surrounding you, or it feels like they are around you whenever you need their help to go through your own personal journey as well, because the ancestor souls are there to give subtle sakash, or you may be experiencing their help also in your own journey.
Definitely. Because it's one family now. So ancestor souls always help us in our journey, in Baba's task also.
So you have your own journey, you feel you're getting close, but when you watch us, when you watch us being a little bit, concerned or preoccupied or not being carefree enough, do you feel maybe some of us are holding on to something that doesn't allow us to be carefree?
Yeah, I notice, but I also know that you all will reach to this stage, higher stage, because it's a journey, So I actually look at everyone and appreciate, because everyone is better and better, doing more and more. And I don't know, it's the time to know everything happens at the right time. Suddenly, a lot of distaste could come, lot of realizations can happen. Some of the practices we do more can help. Everyone is doing something. So they will reach to that stage. So, yeah.
I like the final combination when there was, being in a self-respect, then becoming carefree, full of attainments, then carefree. And the final seems to be seated on Baba's heart throne. And I mentioned to you when I took a whole week of silence recently, and I revised all the Avyakt Murlis of the year. I wrote, for me, the essence was, if I could only remain seated on Baba's heart throne, that's it. I should not do anything else, just sit there and everything will be okay. And a few weeks ago, I asked you about the heart throne, and you say, yeah, it's a big word, a throne, maybe to think about Baba's lap. But today we're going back, and in the revised Avyakt Murlis of 69, there was quite many of them connected with the heart throne. And we just have maybe another 5-6 minutes together, but I was wondering if you could just be maybe in an experiential stage and describe, like, you are not seated just on the beautiful chair in Harmony House, but if you're seated on Baba's heart throne, what will be the kind of thoughts that you would have that will describe that experience of being seated on Baba's heart throne?
That means I will be carefree, right?
Yeah.
Because if I am seated on heart throne, it is both ways. I am carefree, so I am seated in heart throne. And if I am seated in heart throne, I will be able to stay very carefree. There are certain times in everyone's life where journey is little difficult externally. And so if you make yourself feel seated on Baba's heart throne, then you will be like an observer of same difficulty. It's your own difficulty, but you are observing it as if you're not going through that. And I think we all look for that kind of experience, that even if body is going through, but I'm not going through. How the soul could remain above, can remain very detached from the body, or as if it's not happening. It is happening in body, but not happening. So I really want to be always on Baba's heart throne, so that I can observe drama, I can just smile, and yeah.
Can you
Today I
offer
was,
us? Can you offer us just 4 minutes? Because I want to keep 1 minute for the Toli of the day. But can you share with us just 4 minutes of that thoughts that you would have seated on Baba's heart throne?
Mhm. Yeah, we can be there. Let's see. Mhm. Creating the awareness, Baba's heart full of love. Want all the children to take full inheritance. Create the stage of being karmatit. Become victorious by becoming double light. And one is beyond physical world. In my angelic form, with Abek Bapdada. There are different scenes of drama, but I am detached observer. Baba's arms surround me. Baba is taking care of me. I have to keep courage. Baba will constantly help. So just be in Baba's heart. Om Shanti.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you. It's like you give us a little lift, free pass and free seat in Baba's heart throne. Do we get Toli also on Baba's heart throne, or no Toli? Oh yeah, there's some. Okay. Oh, heart
It's
shape. Is it?
almond toli in
Almond
heart.
Heart, you
Very
see?
nice.
Perfect for the heart throne.
Yeah, healthy.
Lovely.
Okay.
Thank you, Mohini
Okay.
Didi. Thank you, thank you. You know, last time I asked you to do this, I kept that commentary you made for a long time for every Amrit Veda. That's so beautiful. So this one will be my Amrit Veda for the next few days on the heart throne, and lovely stage. I think this is one of the best stage to be in. And thank you for taking us all with you and sharing the heart throne with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night. Om Shanti.